I actually married not one, but two narcissistic men. Back then, I wasn't aware of the recurring patterns in my life, in my behaviour, in my relationship choices. But once I had that awareness, everything changed. Today's video is all about understanding why we repeat things that are harmful to us, why we have beliefs about ourselves and the world and other people that don't serve us, yet we create stories from these beliefs that keep us going round in loops. And at the end of the video, I'm going to finish off with a short guided meditation that will help you create a safe, compassionate space where you too can gain awareness of those unhelpful patterns and begin to create shifts that help you. The first step is about recognizing those patterns, those recurring themes in your life. Have you always been attracted to romantic partners or friends who need fixing? Have you always attracted controlling personalities? Have you stayed in unhealthy, unbalanced relationships far longer than was good for you? The thing is, we don't continue these repeating painful patterns because we enjoy pain, but our brain equates familiarity with safety. And when something is familiar, we feel that we know how to deal with this. It does feel comfortable in some way. But, of course, it's not. So I want to encourage you to be curious about the patterns and the recurring themes in your life. Think about your romantic partners. Think about your friendships. Think about family dynamics. Think about dynamics in the workplace. How many of these relationship and friendship themes are familiar to you? Attracting partners who are emotionally unavailable or controlling. Feeling responsible for fixing other people. Staying in relationships, whether they're romantic or platonic, far longer than is healthy for you. Confusing intensity with love or attention with care, genuine care. Silencing yourself to avoid conflict. Falling for charm, confidence or charisma over genuine, consistent kindness. And what about these workplace patterns or themes? Overworking or over-delivering in order to prove your worth. Struggling to accept praise, success or any form of accolade. Attracting bosses or team leaders or colleagues who replicate old patterns of relationships. Needing to be the good one, the one who fixes everything, the one who keeps the peace, the one who everybody knows they can ask to do something and you will always say yes. These recurring themes are your clues. They're not failures, but they are breadcrumbs that lead you to recognizing, to becoming aware of what you need to heal in order to move forwards. So what about the beliefs that lie beneath those patterns? The seeds for these beliefs are planted early in our lives. It's early trauma that does this. And if you don't believe that you experienced early trauma or adversity and you haven't watched my latest video, then I'm going to link that down below and I'd like you to go back and watch that because this explains what trauma actually is, because so many people are actually in denial. So I'll pop that link below, but check that if you don't believe you experienced early trauma. So the beliefs that we absorb early in life, more often than not, this all happens before the age of 7, quite often much earlier, but can lead to beliefs, limiting beliefs, such as, if I'm good enough, then I'll be loved. I have to earn affection. It's safer to stay quiet. I'm going to read out some of the common core beliefs that clients have come to me with over the last 10 years, and I'd like you to see how many resonate with you. I'm not enough. I have to earn love. If I'm perfect, I'll be safe. My needs don't matter. My job is to care for everybody else. Love means sacrifice. It's my job to keep everybody happy and to keep the peace. If I speak up, if I say my opinion, I'll be rejected. I can't trust anyone. If I rest, that means I'm lazy. Conflict or disagreements means danger. I'll be abandoned if I say no to somebody. Everybody always leaves anyway. It's selfish to put myself first. Good things don't last. I don't deserve better. I want you to be curious about where those beliefs that you hold as truths come from. Where did you first hear them? Because you weren't born with these beliefs. Did they come from a parent, a grandparent, an older sibling, a neighbour, a teacher, a friend? They will have been planted and absorbed very early in your life, and then through your childhood, adolescence and into adulthood, these beliefs would have been fed and nurtured as you looked for evidence to back up these beliefs. And when we look hard enough for something, we do find it. So you come into adulthood with these beliefs and allow other people to repeat them to you. You look for people who are going to validate these beliefs, all that on a subconscious level. But when you bring it to your conscious awareness, then once more you are ready to heal and to move forward. Before we take a deeper dive and look at the next layer, which is how those patterns and those beliefs are woven together into complete stories that we tell ourselves, I want to take a moment to say why awareness is such an important part of your 360-degree healing path. It's become one of the 4 key pillars of my empowered healing compass, which I weave into all the work I do, whether that's the group coaching programs or one-to-one clients. And awareness is the first pathway. The other 3 that I will be looking at in other videos are healing, then goal setting and growth. And we don't just complete one and move on to the other. They are cyclical within themselves. So if you want to turbo boost your healing, then make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and check out free resources in the links in the description. Okay, so back to how we weave our own stories that become our truths as well. So the patterns and beliefs create stories, and we repeat these stories that keep everything alive, that keep our narrative going. And we find a lot of superlatives in the stories we tell ourselves, and often words like always or never. You might say, I never choose the right partner. I can never trust anyone. Or I always choose abusive partners. In actual fact, we are creating self-fulfilling prophecies. And what we need to do once we have brought this to our awareness is to reframe and start creating a new narrative for ourselves, which can be a little tricky and feel awkward and false at the beginning, but persevere. It is well worth it, I can assure you. I want to share with you some old stories or narratives that you may resonate with, and suggest some new stories, a new narrative, a reframe that you could try. So feel free to pause the video and take notes if this is speaking to you. Okay, I always attract the wrong people. The reframe is, I'm learning to recognise healthy and unhealthy behaviour patterns early on in my relationships now. Old story, I can't trust anyone. New story, I'm learning to trust my own judgment and choose who earns my trust. Old story, I have to fix people to be loved. New story or reframe, I'm worthy of love without having to rescue or fix anyone. Old story, I'm not good enough. New story, I'm already enough. I'm simply healing the parts that forgot. So awareness is the real turning point. It interrupts that autopilot that we find ourselves on. It encourages us to pause and to ask ourselves questions. We can learn to ask, okay, so this is familiar, but does it feel really safe? Does it feel healthy? And check in with your gut feeling. I repeat this a lot because it is so important. You will never have a better guide than your gut feeling. So listen to it. And if you haven't done that for a long time, if you've been overriding your gut feeling, then just keep practicing. It will serve you well. Awareness as the turning point for me came in many light bulb moments, but one of them was the fact that I was always putting my husband's needs before my own, and it was never acknowledged. Once I became aware of this, I started to make small changes and then bigger changes in putting my needs first. That definitely did get noticed and commented on and used in evidence against me. But by that point, I didn't care very much. I already knew it was a toxic relationship and I had my exit strategy. So awareness doesn't just come in one big light bulb moment. It's a series of things that we notice with compassion and gentleness. Awareness is not judgmental and it's not critical. So let's finish off with a few moments of relaxation. And if this isn't a good time for you to stop and maybe close your eyes, then bookmark this video and come back to it at a better time for you. But otherwise, I want you to just get comfortable wherever you are. Drop your shoulders. Make sure that your legs aren't crossed. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so, or just allow your gaze to fix at something that you can see comfortably from where you are right now. And just take a few relaxing breaths. In through your nose and out through your mouth, at a rate that feels comfortable and right for you. That's it. Just feeling relaxed. You're creating a safe moment, a safe space for yourself right here and right now. And I'd like you to imagine or pretend that you are in a space or a place where you feel comfortable and safe. It may be a real place or a space. It may be indoors or outdoors. It may be somewhere you just imagine, or maybe you're having trouble right now fixing on something or creating a picture in your mind. That doesn't matter. Just allow yourself to listen to my words, to be guided by them, and maybe come back to it a few times until you feel that you're able to get the depth that is going to help you. There's no right or wrong way of doing relaxation or following a guided meditation or visualization. And some people are very good at seeing images in their head, in their mind. Other people don't see anything at all. For others it's grainy and the images go in and out. However this is happening for you is just as it needs to be. Trust the process. So you're somewhere that you feel safe and comfortable. I want you to become aware of how your body is feeling, how at one and peaceful your body is feeling within itself and in its surroundings. Notice if you're aware of any sounds, fragrances or smells that are around you. Just enjoy this moment of relaxation, and that space that is around you is going to be your space where you can, without judgment and without criticism, with compassion, bring those limiting beliefs, bring those stories you've been telling yourself into this space. So for now, just try to think of one example of a belief that you've been telling yourself. Maybe that you're not enough. Maybe that you don't deserve a better life. It could be anything at all, but just observe. Invite this belief into your space, and whether you see it written in the sand, written on a piece of paper, or just hear the words or imagine the words. It doesn't matter how it appears, but invite one of those limiting beliefs. And you're just going to gaze at that belief or think about that belief with compassion and kindness, and channeling your inner wisdom, that wise part of yourself. Gently whisper to this part, it's okay. that's not true, and I'm going to help you understand. We're not trying to rush anything. We are doing this work with gentleness. And maybe say one of those reframing statements. You are enough. You do deserve better. And you've already started to become aware of this. And you have all the time you need to gently be guided through your path of awareness into the next chapter of your life. So imagine embracing, giving a hug to that limiting belief, reassuring it that that's not the truth, and together you are going to uncover your real truth. Bringing your attention back to your breathing, in through your nose, out through your mouth. This time each breath is raising your awareness, your alertness, is bringing you into a state of full alertness, aware of where you are, of any light coming into the room, of the temperature of the air on the skin of your face or your hands, feeling energized, feeling calm and peaceful. And if your eyes are still closed, just let them gently open and look forward. I will look forward to seeing you next time, and until then, take really good care. Bye for now.